back, everybody, to the 2025 Pan Am Senior Snooker Championships here in Sacramento, California. Got a great match here coming up. Canada's very own Charlie Brown taking on the Brazilian Julio Cesar Moss. Charlie's ahead of his group. He's got 3 match wins to the good. Julio's got 2, so pretty big match here. It's David Burney in the booth. Happy that you're joining us here on Paps's YouTube page. The chat is open and lively. Put your support for your favorite player here. Any comments or questions, feel free to fire them. Any debates you want to have, always good to hear different insights from different people. And let us know where you're tuning in from. We've got Canada, America, Brazil, and Trinidad and Tobago all represented here in this great tournament. Right now the black is kind of tied up a little bit. So just tournament director Kevin Patrick just letting the gentlemen know just to tuck in their shirts. Obviously with the scorching heat we have here in Sacramento and the lack of air conditioning in the club, they've relaxed the waistcoat restrictions for the players. Well, if it gets any hotter, they might actually relax the shirt restriction on the dress code. But hopefully the great team here at the Aryan Snooker Club can get some equipment to make it nice and cool and comfortable for the players. Definitely in full dress under the snooker table lights, and the pressure of this tournament can cause you to overheat pretty quickly. Julio tries to strike first. Right into the right middle. Looks like Julio's playing a little bit more aggressive for the trying to take on a pot. Charlie's not having a problem just grinding it out. Just trying to force him to make a mistake. Blue has come to Charlie's rescue there. I don't think there's a path for Julio to take that on. mistake here now. Looks like he could be sitting for quite a while. Well, that's one way to put them in. 2 for the price of 1. That previous shot of Julio's, everything was spinning around there. That's one way to put them in. He's done well to get his black. Too far through that red. He's recovered nicely on that black. Oh, just cannon into the brown, dead in the pace. Julio's scheduled match time was 11 a.m. He arrived right on time. Obviously, these players were a little bit instructed to show up probably a half an hour before their scheduled match time, as it is a roll-on, roll-off philosophy. So maybe something got a little lost in translation, as Julio's native language is Portuguese, not English. See some of our friends in the chat putting their support towards Charlie. Julio with a mid to long range pot here on this red, close to the top left corner. The best follow through after contact, kind of was a little squirrely with his backhand. Nice attempt by Charlie, who's going to be beautifully on that black if that red was to find the bottom of the green pocket, but alas it didn't. It's giving Julio a chance for a red into the right middle. So where Charlie's got to kick it in and punish his opponent for that mistake. Was it tough red, but not the most difficult shot in the world. Charlie can't convert on that one. It's Thin red there for Julio. Gonna lose control of the cue ball. Yeah, it's just kind of no man's land there. This is just a nasty piece of business. So 26 advantage for the Brazilian over the Canadian, but his first frame early on, best of 3. Gotta believe with 3 match wins, Charlie will be moving on to the knockout phase. But definitely love to get that number 1 seed. Once again, Julio just struggling a little bit with those cuts into the left middle. Julio does have this long red, but definitely that's a pain with his bridge hand just in between the blue and red ball. Any little touch there with that bridge hand and it is a foul. These are tricky shots. I wonder if Charlie's just baiting him into it. Well done by the Brazilian to convert on the red. The problem is really don't see a color for him to continue on. Charlie just wanted Julio to clarify what ball he was going for. Yeah, with the roll on, roll off philosophy that the tournament now is, it's tough to penalize players for match time. They are instructed at the beginning to come at least try and be a half an hour before their scheduled match, but obviously this match was scheduled for 11. Charlie, a veteran of the game, knows a lot of the rules. Was here early, ready to go. Fortunately, his opponent showed up right at 11 a.m. Charlie's on the board with the red. Let's see what he can do here. Mid-range blue. Looks like there's a little bit of an angle. Come off the cushion. Not much angle though. Pretty close to straight. Great stroke there. The cue ball back nicely into the top end. Just a nice little break by the Canadian to get back into the frame. Settle his nerves a little bit. Just getting some good support from the viewers on the stream. The chat is active. Definitely put your support, whether you're going for Canada or Brazil. Charlie ahead of the group with 3 match wins. Julio has 2. It's definitely a match with paramount importance for seeding, as the top 3 do move on, but the number 1 seed of each group will get a bye in the knockout phase, as the 2 and 3 seeds will battle in the first round that will be starting tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. Very disciplined there by Charlie Brown. Took his 20. Ran in high, didn't try to force anything. Didn't try to kick a careless red. Does have a red into the left middle. Natural angle will take him up table into the bulk area. Around to the top left. either red that he had on that previous shot was going to put him into the bulk area. Awkward little bridge right there in stance for Charlie, but successful. Just wanted to stay close to that green. Well done by Julio. Didn't sell out that red. But it's an opportunity for Charlie to get near that yellow and brown off this red. Come off the side and bulk cushion. A careless miss there. I think this definitely will be coming back. Just trying to be very thin. Obviously avoid the in-off into the top right corner for Julio. Oh, he's done it again. Now, as your opponent acts as the referee, letting him know if he's to miss a red again, it will be a concession of a frame. So, no time to be cute. Just make sure you hit the red, Julio. Igor Figueiredo. And that has a high break of the tournament so far at 1-4-1. It's going to be definitely tough to beat, but anything's possible. Raquel, eu falo no Portuguese, but we appreciate you chiming in that beautiful language. So we do have a Brazilian at the table. We appreciate your support. As you can see, just waiting for Meta to take his shot. Just a little bit of that weight just took Charlie out of his rhythm. But he didn't sell anything out. 16-point advantage. 51 on the table. So this frame nowhere near to a conclusion just yet. Decent effort there by Julio. It's close for that red to find the bottom of the pocket. Fortunate enough, it hit at pace that it rattled in the jaws and shot out, didn't stick around. Brown sticks around there. That's a great spot for snookers. Not just yet, because all the reds obviously are down in the top end of the table, but that brown doesn't move. Let's just keep an eye on that. If the player is needing a snooker, it's in a great spot. Safety shot there by Charlie. Maybe just a bit pacey, but still got up into the bulk area. He'd love to put that cue ball tight to the bulk cushion. Force his opponent to make a mistake. Famous parachute shot. It's not going to be a good result. Just left Julio with shot. He should be able to find the bottom of the pocket with this red. Just ran a bit too far. Natural for this cue ball to kick up into the bulk after this black. Both these, looks like the left red is just off the cushion a bit. This is where the chess match really comes into play here. Both players respecting the ability of their opponent. It's not all about potting balls. A game of snooker, you do have to have a tactical side, a good safety play, the ability to lay a fiendish snooker, as well to get out of them as well. Blunder there by Brown. Has he given Moss the chance? It's a long red. Nice little drag shot to hold for the black. Almost too much drag on it. He would like to be a bit higher on the black. Once again, Wow, everything's spinning around there. Hit that incredible amount of pace. Slim 7-point advantage for Charlie Brown at the table. Was that Brown kind of kicked out a subtle lift of the hand there. I think Charlie's apologizing for Julio in the snooker, but I thought Brown was in a great spot, but Charlie got a fortunate little kiss off it. So on this stage of the tournament, when players are in these foul and miss situations, you can have a maximum of 4 attempts, 3 putbacks. This is going to miss. Charlie will happily take the points. Gonna have a think about that one. Charles has the option. He can put his opponent back to the original spot. I'll just put his opponent in from there, but he's not going to do that, as this red is relatively easily into the yellow pocket. I think that's why Charlie's not going to be putting him back. He sees that his opponent might just make the few adjustments and maybe be successful on his next hit, so don't let him give another chance. There's not many times you see a snooker player win a frame when they're sitting in their chair. They got to be at the table and do the business. In the room, it's great to see the McCluskey clan is here. Andy McCluskey will be around for the open side. His dad, Big James, he might don the white gloves, get him out refereeing. James did a great job helping out at the American Masters back in March at the Sacramento Snooker Club. This green is Charlie's frame ball. Obviously, Julio will just need the one snooker, but we'll be coming back to the table. This is a thin cut. Charlie's saving grace as that pink is relatively safe on the left cushion. Just be a small little path there for Julio for this brown. Can it squeeze by the blue? Could, but he couldn't pot it. This has got to hold up. And that is deathly thin. Charlie might be able to put some side. Go the other way. I might try and hit the left side of the brown with some side and kick his cue ball over towards the pink. He's created a lot of distance there. Obviously these players know their shots better than I do. You want to play your better percentage shot, so long brown here for Julio. Can cover behind the blue. It's left with another long pot. Seems like Julio struggled just a little bit with the long range ones. Got fortunate with that double kiss. He's left a long brown. Awkward bridge hand there for the Brazilian. Certainly is going for it, but giving Charlie a little opportunity here. Good brown for Charlie Brown. Blue is his frame ball. It's definitely there for the taking. It's so tough when just the line is so close to cross. Nice blue, but he's breathing a sigh of relief as this pink is relatively safe. So it's going to come down to this pink. Oh, wow. That was a gutsy shot. Not just sitting there for Charlie for frame one. This pink. It's there. So Charlie Brown can really breathe a sigh of relief there as he takes that frame, and we'll step aside for a few short moments and be back with frame two. Can the Brazilian tie it up, or will Charlie Brown get the whitewash? Stand by. Welcome back. Charlie Brown's set to break us off in frame 2. Starting a little bit in that first frame, but definitely found some form. Julio took a gutsy cutback double, and it just rattled in the jaws for that pink. And gave Charlie Brown a relatively long range. Don't want to say simple because nothing's simple on a snooker table. Charlie's got a red just above to the right of the black, it looks like. Love the pawning angle on that red. Come up for the blue for bulk color. Luis, unfortunately, Igor is on a non-stream table, so you might just see him here and there on our featured table here. As we have 8 tables in use here, only a couple streams going. But I'm pretty sure you'll be seeing Igor at some point on the TV table as this tournament progresses. He is the holder of the high run so far. 1-4-1, and Charlie just raises his hand. That was a not intended red. Rather fluked it in. But as Charlie's good friend Cliff Thorburn would say, there's nothing wrong with a fluke. As Cliff made a big fluke in 1983 at the Crucible Theatre in Sheffield, England, and then proceeded to make the first maximum ever at that venue. Just taking a look at where he wants to put his cue ball after this red to be on the black. He's come all right for the blue. Just a little unfortunate that that black is tied up on the right cushion. Charlie just has to do a little extra work to come up for the blue. Oh, we really got into it there. But if you do want to find out any updated scoring, it looks like we have some fans of Igor in the room, which is great to see. I think his match has completed, but check out cloudsnooker.com. That's cloudsnooker.com. And just find the tab that has the 2025 Pan Am Senior Snooker Championship. Charlie just thrown off by a gentleman coming out of the restroom. Always good if you're down on the shot and something disturbs you, get up, recompose, and go through your pre-shot routine again. That was a really nice green there. Just take a look at that again. Just slid it past the red. In great position. Use a towel just to dry his hands. It is hot here. A little perspiration. Want that cue to go nice and smooth through your bridge hand. Don't want any sticking. Come enough. Looks like he might. For this red just below the red by the black. Definitely must be pretty close. It's probably taking a lot of care on it. Got to be a little mindful of the red and black there that he's cueing over. When you talk about etiquette in the game, there's no one better than Charlie Brown. Way back in 2016 at the Richler Cup in Montreal. Charlie was in a match. Got down on the shot and then all of a sudden got up, turned to his seat and sat down and called a foul 4. Everyone was a bit mystified of what had happened, but his shirt had touched an offending ball. You know, when that stuff happens, you're just kind of cheating yourself, and this is a nice red there. And just stun delicately into this blue to be on that open red. Highly doubt that Charlie would kind of disrupt the reds right at this venture. We did try to. Just a little unsuccessful. That is a slim pathway, if there is, for that red on the bottom that's open there. I don't know if it goes past the pink, but he's taking his medicine. Just going to run and hide. He's got a good, great cue ball. Tight to that ball cushion. So Charlie with a 1-frame advantage in the match and a 39-point advantage in the second frame. Best of 3. Yeah, he didn't have all the cue ball to work with, hitting down on it. Let's give Charlie a chance, as you can see there. Right into the top right corner. great match play snooker here by Charlie. His opponent is reeling a little bit. He's going to frustrate him a little bit more. Really, the path back to bulk doesn't seem elementary there. Now is he tempted Julio and taking one of these cuts into the left middle bag. He struggled a little bit. Maybe he'll try and pass the blue and go for the long pot with the yellow pocket. He has, and he's successful. Is that going to build up his confidence? He needs to put a good break together to get back into this frame. Needed to put a trace aside so it would kick off and get higher on this black. He's got a long black into the yellow pocket. This could go wrong. That doesn't look like that. Does that red? It might just so past the pink. Ooh. This is in Embassy Billiards. Those middle pockets usually gobble up those balls. We've turned into a lot of our broadcasts. We go down to Embassy. We've been there for the U.S. Nationals, the Embassy Open that will be coming up in November. Excited to get back there. Felt like our TV table always was having trouble with those middle pockets. But that was a pretty big miss there by Julio. He just flat out missed it. Charlie just didn't miss it, hit it right. Just the pocket didn't feel like accepting the red at that time. Julio's a bit fortunate the black has gone up table. He doesn't need all blacks just yet, but a lot of these reds going up to the bulk end. He at least has a chance to get 8 points because that black is up there. That's definitely looking at this. Certainly does not go in the middle. That was a gutsy shot there. Didn't really look like it went. Going kind of against the nap, is pushing the ball towards the top end. 59 points on the table. Charlie with a 38 advantage. Got the cover there with the pink. That's thin, as you can see on the screen. That's a tricky cut. Hit that a little too much pace. If he slowed down a little bit, I'm pretty sure would have went down into the green pocket. Charlie sizing up. Does he like this red into the right middle? Obviously, Charlie would like to get this frame done and dusted with one visit. Didn't get punished for that miss. Really tough to see from our camera angles. If there's a path, doesn't look like it. Maybe there is. Looks like okay. Charlie's gonna try and swerve around. A little bit of danger here. But with great danger comes great reward. He's got a red safe there on the right cushion, so Charlie's no problem with these reds disappearing. Another solid green. Just look at the scoreboard, looks like pretty much a red color red. Will put us into the Snookers required stage. Julio tempted into the cut back double here. The thin cut in the left middle. Brazilian's not going quietly. Ooh, just ran a bit much to be on the black, but he's got the blue. Second place. There's a potential double here. Slow down. the easiest of shots, but it is an opportunity for Charlie Brown. Just a little pumped up a little too soon, I think, Julio, on that last shot. Nice to see our good friend KP tuning in. There's a great community in the chat room. Don't know if the pink blocks the pass or 3 cushions to the middle. Good cue ball Charlie Brown did there. That red is paramount importance for him. That is his frame ball. Julio would love to put us to a decider. Don't think he's got the snooker. I think Charlie can just get by this black. Might even get it back for that thin cut there. Doesn't want to risk anything. Charlie's done a good job in this match of finding the long cushions. Getting this cue ball tight there, so I'm giving his opponent a little bit of bother. That's a great shot there. A little bit of bother. Well done. Take a look there what Caesar's done. Great judgment of pace. Just rolls into a perfect snooker. Good hit. Knowledge by a tap on the table from his opponent. I think he's okay. Ooh, that is close. Might be able to get side, maybe beside this. Looks like there is a pathway. Looked like maybe Julio was just a bit fortunate, just overran a little bit. So Charlie Brown's returned the favor to get behind that green. Julio does get the red. He's going to need a color afterwards. It's creating a lot of distance between object and cue ball. Needs to kind of run. Got the cover. It's not the easiest cuts. Into that left middle. It is there for Charlie. This is his frame ball. Here's Seattle Snooker Open champion up there on the top of the screen. Andy McCluskey eagerly looking on. With Matt Teixeira from Thunder Bay. Lots of great seating here at the Arian Snooker Club. In very warm Sacramento. Agreed, KP. The humidity is going to play trouble with the cloth. It's interesting too because we're kind of in two separate rooms under the whole club, and one side of the room is just a few more degrees warmer than the other. But hopefully our great host here can find out maybe some portable air conditioning or call up an electrician, but a little tough obviously probably on this long weekend. It might be a costly expense to pull someone out of the vacationing sun to fix an air conditioned unit. Pull up just on the wrong side of the blue. Natural angle is going to take him to the top end. He wanted to be on the other side to come up for that yellow. So here we go. We're down to the colors. Just 23 in it. So he's got a little bit of a chance here. Rather long pot. Tough bridge hand on that cushion. Pick yellow here because that green is sitting right close to its own pocket. This might be really nice for the Canadian. Got the full ball snooker there. Very fortunate with a little rub on the blue, took all the momentum out of the yellow. Really might be able just to see a little thin of paint on that yellow. Good friend KP dropping a little Canadian reference there, mentioning that the humidity will cause havoc for the players on the cloth and it will play like a Hudson Bay blanket. Hudson Bay is a company I think is actually unfortunately no longer with us in Canada. is just finished in a position where I don't think Charlie can cut that yellow in. Well, there's a path for contact. Is there a path for a pot? Oh. Did he get the cover with the brown? Looks like maybe a little bit of side is what Julio needs to play with, just to swerve it around. He has. And doesn't hit the blue, so this yellow is on. He's yellow and green to put us into the snooker's required stage. He's got a 25 point advantage, and there's 25 on the table, so if Julio does run the colors, he'll force a black ball respot. This is a delicate little shot here. Yeah, pace makes it all tremendously more difficult. Just get an opportunity for Charlie for this green to the right middle. Certainly liking the green to the middle in this match. Might just shoot his cue ball over towards the blue here after this brown. He'll take that shot. There's certainly a long brown there, but Julio does need a snooker if he wants to be victorious in the second frame. Charlie could get behind the black here. Looks like he might try and scooch over again to be by that blue. Once again, Julio has a brown, but this time into the left middle. Great pace on that shot. Put him tight to the bulk cushion. Some great safety shots. Kind of shots with nothing there for Charlie. Liking the result of where his cue ball has landed on these previous shots that he's taken. Getting Julio tight to that cushion. Obviously, that bridge hand on the cushion. Makes it just a little unsturdy, but it's a nice little recovery shot there by Julio. Let's put Charlie in the snooker. Yeah, Charlie has no problem. Just make sure he hits the object ball when he is in a snooker, as Julio does need a snooker to get back into the match and frame. Oh, so close. Great effort there. I could have put Julio in a world of trouble, and who knows, might have been handshakes. Just a fraction too heavy on the pace. Just decreased a little bit in his power, and he would have been tight behind that blue. Testing of the table shot here. Very nicely done. What a shot there. Good hit by Charlie, not a miss, but just going back, Julio just had to be so delicate with this shot for the snooker. As you can see, he just achieved perfection there. Again, another great snooker there. That blue is Julio's best friend right now. Charlie trying to swerve around, just make contact. That's the snooker that Julio needed. Now he's got to run out the balls. He's got to cover a lot of real estate where they all are if he wants to run out at this visit to the table. Oh, my apologies. He does need one more snooker, as he's down by 24 and there's 22 on the table. The heat might be getting to the players, and the heat might be getting to the commentators as well. And that's a big blunder there. Doesn't really need to do a lot, just firm contact. This cue ball to Brown. He's done well to avoid the middle pocket. Oh, and there's a little handshake there, so I thought there was almost a little Ali Carter, Ronnie O'Sullivan shoulder bump there, but actually it was the two gentlemen shaking hands, as Julio definitely could see that Charlie would make that blue. So Charlie Brown takes that frame by a scoreline of 59-31 and takes the match 2-0, a whitewash. He's got 4 wins in the group. Definitely will be going into the knockout round. Would like to finish the group 5-0 so he can get that #1 seed. Julio's got his work cut out for him. He's only got 2 wins. He'd like to finish with a win in his final match. Only time will tell. Take a look at cloudsnooker.com, cloudsnooker.com for all updated results in this tournament on the seniors side, and as well they have a live scoring app, or tab I should say, that you can take a look at all the matches that are in progress here. So we're going to step aside for about 5 minutes and queue up our next featured match on the TV table. It's David Burney here at the Pan American Snooker Championships, the senior side at 2025. Stay tuned and we'll be right back.